Not what you wanted, probably, but you made a big move there with 600 to go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm in very good shape,
right?
For at least for the 10. So, yeah, I was obviously hoping to make the team. I felt like I was in a position to do that, and Jerry and we talked, and if it goes really slow, do I make a move? Blah blah blah, and we kind of just decided it was probably better to wait. We thought there were a couple guys who maybe would go for it, and got down there with a lot of guys left. Felt all right. I was like, all right, well, I don't think I can run 53 or 54, but I bet I can run like 127.
Right.
And I bet that'll do it. And then, I went, and I knew I was pressing maybe a little too hard, but kind of looked up with 500 to go, and I saw a line of guys. I saw 3 heads, and I was like, okay, we're doing it. And then I saw that there's just 2 guys behind those other 2 guys. I was like, well,
maybe not.
This could be trouble. And then, yeah, I mean, so I just tried to, I just wanted to make it more of just like an even last 600-700, and hit like 250, 200 to go, and they came past me. And I mean, definitely partly mental, but my legs just wouldn't go anymore, and I was like, this is just mental, and they didn't seem to care about that, and so yeah, just really, I guess it was good to lead with 250 to go, and it was kind of shitty to run a 40, so
right. Well, I mean, like Hassan said, you really wanted 600, and he's like, you got to really respect the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really buy into that.
Right.
Like, like Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try, right? Like, I'm not into like the move to people say you were tough or whatever. Like, being tough is doing what you got to do to make the team. So, I just felt like it was my best chance. I felt like, all right, let's just make it just like an even. I feel like I kind of have a governor. I don't really run much faster than 28s, but I can usually run, a few 29s in a row. So, but they were tough. I mean, they were so close to 54, so it's pretty impressive.
Have you ever been race like that with the surges that Chilango was throwing?
Sometimes. I mean, mostly it's a little slower than that. I think it's a good tactic if you're going to lead, to fartlek, but I did feel like it was so predictable. Like,
after a while, we were laughing in the stands.
So. I mean, we knew where we were running, and we knew he was just going to go there, and so I just felt like I was just trying to stay in a good rhythm, and I was always like a little disappointed if I caught him on the backstretch, because then that means I didn't do it totally even. So after a while, I think, and it was clear too that it was getting slower and slower. I think if he could have, if you've done it 3 or 4 laps in a row, and then you hit it once and you actually sustained it, maybe he gets a break on it. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah. So Galen won 8 in a row. Did you view him as the man to beat, or how did you view the race coming in?
I knew that he was obviously going to be tighter for him this year, just the marathon being closer, and he didn't look quite himself in the races he's run, but he's done that before and come back and run well. So, I could tell in the race he wasn't quite as strong as he normally was. I felt like there were 6, maybe 7 guys, and there was 6, maybe 7 guys, and yeah, I mean, I felt a little bit like Chilango was taking himself out of it by doing those moves. So I was like, all right, I think there's 5. Like, I just got to get 2. Come on.
Right.
So, but in retrospect, maybe I should have gone with 5, 6 laps to go, and then 63s, 64s, but I didn't. So.
And Galen took the lead with about 1,200 to go.
Yeah.
Did he then back off, or what happened there? Do you think?
Yeah. So Chilango went with 4 laps to go, and Galen went with 3 laps to go, and each of them went pretty hard. I was like, all right, let's do this. This is what I want. I mean, I don't want it. It hurts, but this is what I want. And then 200 meters in, they kind of slowed down. Yeah, everyone was just trying to, play head games with each other. Fartlek, I guess maybe I assume Galen maybe was trying to get a break and didn't get it, and figured he'd back off his move, which is smart too. And yeah.
So what's next?
I'm probably going to run. This is kind of the decision point for me in terms of my summer, but I'm probably going to run a fall marathon now. TBD on the location, but that's probably the game plan.
And is that just to sort of test the waters thing, or is this a full-time move? Or
yeah, I mean, I'd still, my 10K PR is still from college, and I feel like I'm in better shape now. So I really wanted to make the London team because I felt like it'd be a fast race and I could run a PR. And I'd still like to lower that someday, obviously. But yeah, I think I gotta be thinking at least a little bit about the marathon for 2020, and if I'm going to do that, need to run a few and learn a few. I mean, Jerry feels like you kind of got to run one before you can race one, so I'm not going to be one of those guys who's like, I'm going to go run sub 210 first marathon. Like, I think it's pretty hard, so hopefully I can go around like, you know, maybe 212, 211 and get one in my legs and then, you know, go from there. So hopefully, you know, I feel like if I'm going to go there, it's kind of a different experience. I want to approach it, you know, long term, rationally, step by step. So maybe this will be the first step.
All right.